both on chip production and on energy production. Both bottlenecks being removed in space now by SpaceX and by Tesla. Through SpaceX and Starship becoming commercially viable. $200 per kilogram next year. Underdogs infinitely down.
What are you doing today?
It's not robot taxi where this will be deployed. I don't have it here. I have to click here. And this is super exciting. It is just in time that Elon got around with this thing. And when you actually read Elon's commentary on this, read Elon's commentary on AI 5, it's exactly what's going on there on AI, by the way. He said when he worked on this,
Still put the couple allulose. I use the allulose as my source of sugar. Just put it on medium low.
that in January he said AI 5
These
is his
are
number
put
one
together.
priority at Tesla. Let that sink in. Not robotaxi, so robotaxi is done for this. His number one job is AI 5 chip. And now they completed it. You say, why does Elon say that? Because Elon understands here. You see this? This is done. Elon understands that this is coming. Elon knows the timeline. Elon knows that Starship is coming next year very likely. And at the millisecond where Starship works, it brings down that 2-orbit transportation costs. You will have infinite demand for these chips. And so it is absolutely crucial that AI 5 goes into production now. So it is ready mid of 2027 latest, ideally in the Q1 2027 at scale. And that's a little tight. Let's say 2027 starts. But we do not understand where people are completely not getting what's going on.
Probably not the full quarter cup. The full quarter cup would be too much.
Once Starship works commercially, if Starship works commercially in 2027,
It's too sweet.
we will build gigawatts and gigawatts into space before
Too sticky.
Mark my words, gigawatts.
This is a cup of allulose.
The idea that we don't know how to build satellites, the idea that we don't know how to build
Just melt all this together, maybe.
This is ridiculous. Elon already solved the problem. Even I
You just
could
want to
solve the
melt
problem.
this together.
I'm not that hard. I could solve you the radio. It's not very hard. This is all happening at AI 5. You have to understand.
And then for the honey,
Infinite solar in space. We have infinite 5 times the solar efficiency for
just
solar.
add like a tablespoon or two of honey instead of like a whole quarter cup like I did last time.
Energy, boom, fluid abundance in space, and it's free, and solar panels work, and you have all the energy.
I use 2 tablespoons of honey.
Bottleneck of the insane
If I have
AGI
enough
transformation of humanity now boils down to a single point, and that is the chip. It is the chip, and the chip only.
3
And
tablespoons.
the chip
It
that will
doesn't
solve
know.
that bottleneck
I guess
for the
two
next 36
tablespoons
months.
is good enough.
A
That's all I have left in here anyway.
That is the magic of this chip. And that is why Elon is so obsessed with this chip. Why he said he needs to be
And you just melt all this together.
But there you have the timeline. That is why this is so important, and that is why it's
That's what you want to do. You want to melt all this together. You just mix it together
chip manufacturing will become an
and then you melt it together.
power and super source of margin.
Around with like 2 tablespoons of water.
It will happen next year at scale, at enormous scale. Very exciting. I hope that was interesting. Tune in tomorrow. We have a lot of interesting things going on this week.
As soon as it melts together, you see how it has melted together? You bring it to a boil. And then you turn the heat down after you bring it to a boil. Or get 2 tablespoons of water. You can flavor it however you want. I'm gonna do. After it boils, then you turn it down.
And I asked again. So I punched her. You know, and he got a little testy and started making some comments, so I made some comments back to him. But make no mistake about it, man. Look, that's my young fella always have there, and that relationship stems back to Book being in high school.
I'm gonna make chocolate, but you can do it however you want.
We had that moment. What really pissed me off was we got ejected. We weren't cursing at each other or anything. We were talking back and forth. And as you can see by AD Prank Show, I don't do well with, like, shut up text. You know, like, I'm going to give you a text so you guys have to stop.
You see how it's beginning to bubble?
That's never going to work.
That's when you turn it down.
It's like, I'm going to give you guys one text. And I know what it was. Again, it was one of those things.
Put this. You put the thermometer in there, and it should be okay.
Ain't no technical file stopping me from talking. So we end up getting ejected. Number one, like I said, that's my little bro. Scott Foster put himself in a place where he didn't necessarily, kicking us out with 1 minute to go.
You want it to be 3:15.
Our season's ending, theirs is moving on.
Turn it down a little.
I really just thought he did too much in the situation. It wasn't a situation that was getting out of hand.
You want it to get to 3:15.
I really thought, I thought he just did way too much, and which is why
you don't want it too hot. If it's too cold, it's not brittle enough. If it's too hot, it can get burnt.
I saw a comment Book made where he said, something about my big brother beat me, and I would get mad or something like that. Like, ain't no playing, losing no playing game making me mad like that. So I didn't quite understand the comment because in this situation, I am the big brother, and so I didn't quite get it. Needless to say,
$2.98. It's like at medium low right now.
I didn't quite understand the statement. Nonetheless, Book called me after the game. We chopped it up and we moved on. And it is what it is. I'm not going to get into the context of our conversation that we had, but we had a conversation, and it was much needed.
302.
Like I said to him, the relationship to me means far more than it.
304. Let's prepare the
choice word, which I was not I was calling
chocolate. I'm gonna make like chocolate coconut, I guess. Chocolate coconut.
But we had a conversation, and we moved. So that was that. But like I said, it was a little disappointing.
311. Once it gets to like 3:15, then you take it off the fire.
Number two, Dylan Brooks had said when I was on the bench, he said, yo, you're going to shake my hand after the game, right?
313.
I'm going to shake your hand because I'm not you. I'm not a guy that loses and
315, there we go. 315. Now you take it off the fire.
If you don't know how to lose,
okay.
You would never know how to win. Like, there's a way to lose, And so I've never been a guy.
You take it off the fire so that it doesn't get overheated.
So I was actually looking forward to telling Dylan Brooks.
Now, what you do is you get a little bowl.
Scott Foster completely took that opportunity away. So that was a little.
Now you get a little bowl and you mix the chocolate.
Like I said, I think it was just unnecessary. Like, grown ass man, tell that's just never going to try. So, I was looking forward to telling those guys congratulations. Didn't get the opportunity to, needless to say, congratulations to them. It's a big deal. So, big momentous moment in their careers. So,
I'm making chocolate.
I didn't get the chance to tell them to their face like I wanted to. But there it is. Congratulations to those guys on winning a very big playing game.
Of course, you add like a teaspoon of
Energy, your skin, and aging well. Listen up. Symbiotica is a supplement that is clean, liposomal.
2 tablespoons of chocolate.
Staple is NAD+. It has the best orange vanilla flavor. It supports cellular energy.
Now you can pull this out.
It gives your skin that radiant, even tone. You just stir it into your drink. And for strength and performance, they have advanced creatine. It helps with recovery, sustain energy during high-intensity workouts, and focus. You can use these everywhere, whether you're traveling, at the gym.
315 is like the right temperature. Hey, Superboy, get out.
20% off plus free shipping. That's CBIOTIK.
Chocolate with
20% off plus free shipping. You know, the playoff push is heating up. The tournament hoops are here, right? There's nothing like it. Every bucket, steal, highlight play.
MCT oil.
Seriously,
Now you just let it cool down. After it gets to 315, you let it cool down. It's cooling down right now.
Whichever sport you pick instantly makes watching the games way more fun.
Now 1 tablespoon of MCT oil and 1 tablespoon of butter.
You can pick the same player up to 3 times.
And you just mix it together.
Available in all 50 states. The deposits are fast, withdrawals are secure, and you can play all your favorite sports. Everything from basketball to esports. Download the Prize Picks app today.
I also have coconut, but I don't know if I want to add the coconut. I'll just make chocolate right now.
That's called Draymond. $50 a lineup.
And then 1 tablespoon of butter.
Obviously, before all of those things happen, Steph, myself,
This is the basis of the
shared a moment in what could be our last time playing with Steve as our coach. And, you know, by now you all have seen what he said, but
of the
you know, we got to
quote-unquote chocolate bar.
in the moment, right? Like capture, like he did
This
this
is
in the moment.
too big.
You know, it was a big deal because
You just melt
you
the
know,
butter.
if you ask me, I don't know that he's coming back. You know,
Got some butter that I'm going to melt.
just all the talk that's been going around and all, you know, just because
You just melt it for a little bit.
it spills me. I don't know. It just, I hope so. You know, I hope he's our coach next year. I also hope I'm going to get into but
That's all. That's me.
it felt like that was it. Is it? I don't know. It just felt like that.
We're making the chocolate bar. It's going to be better than last time for sure.
That the same people in the NBA win over and over and over again. It's no mistake that Steve Kerr won the way he won. This guy knows so
You can
much.
add nuts and stuff to it if you want to.
Like little nuances and different things about winning that I've been winning my whole life. He taught me so many things about winning.
Now I'm adding the melting chocolate.
It's not a mistake.
I want the melted
You know?
butter.
And so, you know, I spoke about this.
Now
before.
you mix it
Say,
together.
"Oh, man, Steve, this, like, he doesn't do this.
Let me
he
get a
doesn't do that."
whisk.
What he does is he just knows how to win. And that's a bigger skill than any skill you can have. Is knowing how to win. Because ultimately, what this boils down to in this league is wins and losses.
Here's what you do.
You can be as nice as you want. You can be as mean as you want. You can be as screwed up as you want. What it boils down to at the end of the day is how many games did you win?
You whisk it together.
And Steve Kerr is a winner. And the things that he taught me about winning.
And then you pour it into your
There's a know-how.
candy crack mixture.
Steve just knows how. And he taught us and gave us the ability to know
You can add other stuff. Like I said, you add like a teaspoon of salt or something to it.
I hope that it's not the end. But
You can add peanut butter to it too. You want to turn it into like a chocolate peanut butter
which
bar or something.
these like so. I have a player option coming up
Let's
this
add
year.
some
With
salt.
summer, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like, what does that look
Oh,
like?
that's
Is that
salt
an
over
opt-in
there.
and finish the contract? Is that an opt-in and get traded? Is that an opt-out and sign a longer-term deal? Like, I don't know what that looks like. We obviously haven't had our conversations yet.
Add some salt to
Exit
it.
interviews coming up this week, which none of that stuff will get done in an exit.
You can add whatever you
Stuff
want
that
to it.
will play out over the next couple months, but this year.
You just whisk all this together.
Even going through the trade talks at the deadline, not quite.
And then you just mix it together
Traded or not, like,
in
I've
the
never gone through
chocolate.
that before, and so that was different.
I mean, the
Right?
candy
Right? Like and
portion.
you quickly realize like how fast your situation can change. To be in a place for 14 years. And it can
Now,
change like that.
what you do is you
So,
just mix this together.
That to me was an interesting experience. I've heard guys through the years talk about being traded, talk about the possibility of being traded.
Now
And
you
it
just
had
mix
never
it
been
together
my
in the
reality.
candy
And it's not
portion.
your reality until it is, right? And so going into the summer,
Oops, sorry about that.
We'll see. Ultimately, I think I would love to finish in the place that I started, but there must be things held up on both ends of. I've always talked about relationships and how great relationships is. You give to me, I take from you. I give to you, you take from me. That's a great relationship. Everyone doing for each other. And so, ultimately it has to make sense, for
No, we're not making bad wine or anything.
and it also has to make sense for me. This isn't a one-sided thing where it just
We are making chocolate candy.
do whatever's needed. Like, no, it gotta feel good on both sides. Because what I've learned in this job is showing up every day. If it don't feel good on
Making
both
chocolate
sides,
candy, not bad wine.
and I don't want to put myself in a position
Which is going to turn out better than last time because this time we
be
actually
here so bad that you can do
use a
anything.
temperature probe to make sure that
You can do that when everything's fine and you're not in
the temperature ended up
dog days of the season.
right.
It's fine. But all of a sudden you get to those dog days and you start thinking about that and it just don't go the same way. Like it just doesn't feel the same. And so you have to kind of think with that mentality.
Then just mix this together.
This when I don't feel like going to the gym the next day. That's the mindset you gotta try to think about it in. You can't always just think about it in a perfectly sane mindset. Everything's great because that's when it's easy.
Now we can either
How you gonna feel.
pour this on a baking pan
Been doing this for so long, I try to approach it with that mindset.
or
I'm looking forward to having all the conversations and trying to figure out what exactly it is that
pour it into modes.
next year holds and the years after that. I think for myself personally,
So I pour it into a baking pan or pour it in the mode.
I'm excited about this summer. I feel like I can do a lot better. And I got a few things that I want to work
Either
on.
way is okay.
I still think I can build up on my game. And so I'm excited to get back to work. I don't want to take a bunch of time off. I was talking to Travis, my trainer. I don't want to take a bunch of
Last time I poured it into a baking pan.
as far as the basketball court. I don't want to take a bunch of time off. I want to keep.
I guess I could pour it into the baking
And I
pan
just want to
again.
roll it down, And so I think for me, that's probably another 3 years. When I look at it, this season.
Hey, Superboy, get out.
One big accomplishment is just being healthy all year. Not having an injury that sat me down for a long time. Like that was a big deal for me. And hopefully, end up on all defense team. And
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not shopping for anything like that.
tough season.
This is chocolate candy, by the way. I can make like a second batch. That's another flavor that you guys want me to, but this is chocolate.
Love the team. love my teammates. So it was fun. It was just very unpredictable. I've never been in a situation like that where you don't know and now it's something that we face. So obviously gotta go back to the drawing board.
I guess I can pour it into that one, right?
Jimmy will probably be out for a considerable amount of next year.
No, you will not find me doing any kind of car shopping or anything.
So, man, we got to figure it out. But overall, like I said, just leaving the season healthy. Having a pretty good year. Can go to sleep at night knowing and appreciating those things. But ultimately also knowing that Joe Baker pays moves. He's going to try to change that. If this was it,
There's too much parking paper? No, that's okay.
Even squeezing in a few weekend trips. And every year around this time, I realize
now we'll just pour this.
Stuff that looks good but can actually move with it. The season can get expensive fast. That's why I started looking for a better option and ended up signing up for Fabletics as a VIP. And it completely changed how I shop. When I signed up, I got 70 to 80% off everything, which made it so easier to try a few new pieces without overthinking.
I can, like I said, I can make another batch for sure that's not chocolate. I can make like peanut butter or coconut or something like that.
It just works for everything. Shop now at fabletics.com/Draymond to get 7.
Of course, I would have to wash the pan first, wash the pot first.
Take a quick style quiz and be sure to select Draymond when prompted to unlock your 70 to 80% off. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait.
Either way, it's okay.
Fabletics.com/Draymond for 70 to 80% off everything as a new VIP. And just looking back, obviously, you know, this now it's been a season and a half with Jimmy Butler being here. And when we signed Jimmy, I think, you know, for most people, that felt like, and obviously us, it felt like, all right, this is the last chance, but you...
This one has no nuts in it like the other one does.
To try to compete for a championship. And when we came
like I said, I can always make another batch with nuts in it.
Just like what we can put together.
Or make another batch that's... I can make it different flavored.
I feel like, you know, you get to the top 6 healthy and we got a chance against anyone. And, you know, with Jimmy getting hurt,
it's all good.
Because now it's like, okay, what is the run, right? Like, what is the timetable on things? Like,
that Draymond?
You know, Jimmy come back. Let's say.
Yeah, my mom's listening to Draymond.
So let's just go 12 months.
Somebody in my chat was like, that sounds like Draymond.
Yeah, it is him. So let's go 12 months.
Yeah, he has his own podcast that my mom listens to.
Late February, March. In March.
Now we just let it set.
If he gets back in February, March, then it's you know.
Should I
His ramp up, right? Get back comfortable. Get over the fear.
Should I make another batch that's not chocolate?
So you just start looking at it, and this.
I can make another batch that's not chocolate if you guys want.
How does it work out? You know, how does it ultimately play out for us? And that's what I think things like this so uncertain, right? Like I think that's what puts so much uncertainty into all of us.
Now you just let it sit.
This year. Then you look at even Steve. Then you know, like, all right, that's the coach to help the team win the championship, of course, right? And then you just, there's so many uncertainties.
You just let it sit.
We had this 3-year window.
And it will sit by itself.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's one of.
But first, before I make my second batch of candy, I gotta wash the pan because you don't want Mixed flavors.
If it was that easy, everyone would do it. Like just building a championship team, like because you want.
It's a rainy, cold day. That's why we're not out today. We'll be out tomorrow though, walking the dog.
Oftentimes, a lot of these organizations start making decisions based on didn't win a championship this year, and that's just not a realistic feat. So you start firing coaches, you start doing this, you get rid of.
You guys can see my
at some point
my
if you are able to
dirty.
reach that, because everything's just up against this window. You don't really get time to see things play out. And like
Dirty
I said,
dishes
in this position,
that I'm gonna wash right now.
feels like we're going to be in a position where you don't necessarily get the time to see things play out, you know. And it's interesting when you see it around the league so often, but when it's at your front doorstep, it changes a little bit. So, what happens with the thing they run now? Who knows? But
like I said, we could make like another
we shall see.
another flavor.
I've never been so uncertain since early in my career.
Have you guys ever done candy making before?
At a loss now because you just don't know what direction will be what. So, needless to say, just gotta stay ready for whatever it is, and roll with the punches. There's also the question of like, is the organization as a whole still at a championship level? And when you're winning championships, sometimes that can change, right? Because success changes things. That's what anything in any business in any organization. Success changes things. I still personally think that our organization is the best organization in the NBA. I believe that. I think that's across the board. Ownership, front office, coach staff.
To make it soft.
Best organization in the NBA. But you're not at a championship level.
This one I heated up until 315, like to make it quote unquote soft. You can heat it up to like 280 something if you want to.
When you're with an ownership, you have an ownership group like a Joe Laker, like a Peter Guber. The goal is always going to be operating at a championship level. So
It's up to you. Like like in the 290 range, you can make it like a soft, chewy candy instead of like the
that goes into the, it's not
hard
and here's the thing also.
toffee candy. It's up to you whether you want it soft and chewy or hard and
people making these
brittle
decisions in basketball, unlike any other organizations. And when you do that, you're not a championship level organization. I think that's one of the best things that the Warriors have done.
Draymond Green, I like his take on a lot of stuff.
You just cannot reach championship level with no continuity. There must be continuity. And so I think that's been one of our superpowers, if you will, is having that continuity. But when you're not winning,
Do you guys like his take on some stuff?
what is that thing to change? And the reality is, sometimes
Knicks start playing the Hawks tonight again. Yeah. Who won the first game between the Knicks and the Hawks?
Organization isn't operating at a championship level, but there's just so many things that has to go right. And lately, we haven't caught that break. Does that mean you change everything? I don't know that that's necessarily going to be that beneficial, but we just haven't really caught the breaks that you need to catch. The breaks were falling in our place before. They haven't quite been falling in our place yet, as of late. So overall, still the best organization in the NBA, and we'll continue to operate at that level. But we have not won, so there's going to be some things that change. I just, when I'm one roster, roster change every year. But we are tasked with some tough decisions. Those are above my pay grade. So, I can only do what I can and be who I am. But
We don't have to make more candy today, but if you guys want me to show you how to make like a soft candy versus a hard candy that we just made, I don't mind doing that.
Things happening over the last 14 years of my career, so we'll see where it goes. But I do know that they'll always do stuff from a winning standpoint in this organization.
Yes, that is.
This show is sponsored by Liquid IV.
Slowly
I am very particular
hardening
with what I put in
over
my body
time.
as someone who lives an active life on and off the basketball court. Whether I'm running around with my kids, working out, or just having another busy day, I've got to keep up. And that's where Liquid IV comes in. It's clinically demonstrated to hydrate faster than water alone, which honestly makes a difference when you're on the go. You can talk
Plus, if you want it to harden quicker, you would put it in the fridge instead of just
one stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates faster than water alone. With an optimized blend of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients.
But I have it sitting in the on the counter
And I
right
love the
now.
flavors. Lemon lime and popsicle firecracker are so popular for good reason. Stay hydrated for every adventure. Get on-the-go hydration from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more.
It has no nuts in it, like I said.
Get 20% off your first purchase with code Draymond at checkout. That's 20%.
So the next one, the first game, okay. So this is the chocolate candy that we just made.
So that's a wrap.
I'll let it harden
You know, I'm excited to watch
by
this
itself.
be giving you guys some in-depth breakdown.
But like I said, I can make
We'll be back Thursday. to
more
give you all
candy
the
that way.
background,
Different
what
flavors.
has happened, why it's happened that way, some adjustments that need to be made and can be made. And we'll have fun that way. And we'll stay around and
Maybe maybe I can find room in the fridge.
I appreciate you all
and put it
for
in the
sticking with me,
fridge, so
rocking with us this year. Rocking with
Some
the
people
Draymond
actually
Show this year.
freeze
It's
it in the
over as
freezer.
we'll be breaking down the
Oh,
playoffs, but
you know what we
as
can do right now?
Year 14. Thank you all again for tuning in to the show.
You can do it
Make sure
with
you
me
check
right
out
now.
the playoff content.
Instead of making
As it
candy,
goes. And I'll talk to y'all later. Next time, that's a wrap. Deuces.
instead of making candy, we'll make bone broth.
Rocking with the Draymond Green Show. Be sure to click follow on your favorite podcast app. And while you're there,
Have you guys ever had bone broth
rate and
before?
leave a review. I want to hear you.
Because I gotta make the bone broth anyways.
If you share it with
Have you guys ever made bone broth?
keep this rolling. The Draymond Green Show is presented by Odyssey and
He can be a dirty player,
Our executive
but he's not dirty like a
and Greg Holt. Video production and
Like a
creative
Dylan
design by
Brooks
Kurt
would be.
Courtney, Tim Nichol.
Let me put this in the fridge first.
Special thanks to the team at the New Media and the team at Odyssey. Maura Curran,
Let's make some bone broth together.
Hillary Shaw,
You know how dirty Dylan Brooks would be?
Hayner, and
Let
Jay
me put
Brown.
this in the fridge. You guys know who Dylan Brooks is, right? Yeah, you guys know who Dylan Brooks is. I'm not gonna make more candy. We're gonna do the bone broth right now. So what you do, what pot do you want me to use, Mom?
Use the one that's, the one that we used before.
The big one?
Yeah, it's on the top round table. It's on the top to the right. Turn it,
One of
turn
these?
it up a little bit. Use that one. And just, you gotta
This
rinse
one?
It. Yeah, that's the one. But
Okay.
you gotta rinse it out before you
Yeah, I know. We'll make some bone broth today. He will get under your skin for sure. He doesn't score like them though. We're making bone broth. I don't know if you guys have ever made bone broth or like bone broth, but let's rinse this out first. Do you sear the bones first, Mom?
I don't. I mean, you should read. Look it up. What to do.
Oh, so you roast the bones in the oven at 425 for 35 to 45 minutes. That's what it says to do. Um, 425. They say they roast it in the oven.
I know. I mean, I can do it.
I think I'll just pan sear it instead of roasting it in the oven. I'm gonna pan sear it instead of roasting it in the oven. I think that's quicker. I guess you roast it in the oven to get the flavor out, right? I'm just gonna pan sear. I'm gonna pan sear instead of roasting it in the oven. It's not the same, but then you just add the water to it after you pan sear. It says to roast it in the oven, but that's gonna take too long. So I'm just gonna pan sear it. After you pan sear it, you just I'm just gonna pan sear it. And then just add the water to it to cover it. And then while it's quote unquote boiling, I'll cut up some vegetables and stuff to add to it. My mom says she doesn't normally roast it in the oven to get the flavor out of the bone. I'll just pan sear it. How do you guys make bone broth? These are 4 big pieces of beef. bone marrow. They also sell the lamb bones, but my mom didn't want the lamb bone. What kind of bones do you guys like? For your bone broth? Yes. I'm just stirring it around so it doesn't burn in the bottom of the pot. This is my first time ever making bone broth. Usually my mom makes it. You hear the sugar? That's what that sounds good. Let's see if I can put you guys down. You just pour enough water into it so that it covers it. It smells good though. Okay, it smells. You want to brown it. You guys can see that it's browning. You guys can hear it sizzling. That's the fat. Smells good too. That should be good enough. Now just pour the water in there. So it's brown enough. Should be brown enough. So it looks brown enough. Just pour enough water to cover it. And then you cut some vegetables and you add the vegetables. Then we add some more water. I don't know what you guys do, but it says to add apple cider vinegar. Just add enough water to cover this one. That's enough water. So I covered it with water. No sound? There should be plenty of sound. I covered it with water after I browned it, and then now you just put the cover on. And then you can add veggies and stuff to it. Oh. Let's see if I have like the right cover. There we go. Now let's cut up the veggies. Cut up some veggies. What? It should be okay. I don't know why. Let me check to see if it's okay. Anyways, let's add some apple cider vinegar. Let's see how much it is to add. Oh, it's apple cider. Oh, one or 2 tablespoons. Okay. That's not a lot. I add 2 tablespoons. Some people add stuff like chicken feet. Some people add stuff like chicken feet to it. I don't know what you guys think. Oop. You guys add stuff like chicken feet to it? I mean, some people do, but I guess we can add veggies like carrots and stuff. Let's cut up some stuff. I'll cut up some carrots. I don't really have onion. I guess I can add onion if I wanted to. I'm gonna use carrots. I have carrots. I have carrots. What do you you guys normally add to your bone broth? Oh, carrots. I guess I'll peel the carrots first, right? You don't have to like dice anything. Just peel it. Just cut it. But I gotta peel it first. Where's the peeler? I don't think I actually have any. I'm just gonna use carrots and goji berries. Goji berries are so good. Let me cut off the ends. I guess I should turn the light on too. Or should I do this? No. This is better. I'm just cutting off the edge of the carrot before I peel it. My brother adds leeks in it, but I don't think we have leeks. So. I'm peel the carrots right now before I cut it and put it in the pot. And boil everything together for like 24 to 48 hours. Of course, roasting it in the oven would be better than pan roasting it, but pan roasting it is fine. It quote unquote brings out the flavor, right? I'm just peeling and cutting some carrots for the broth. That's the carrot peels. Now you just roughly cut them. And then you dump them in the water. This is what it looks like right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just dump the carrots in here. I just put the carrots in there. I think carrots and goji berries are good enough. Some people add onions and stuff to it, but no onion for me. I'm gonna put goji berries in here. Do you guys like goji berries? Let me go grab the goji berries. I have goji berries, everybody. I'm gonna put like a handful of goji berries in here. Do you guys like goji berries? Of course, you also add some salt. You have to add salt to it too. Of course, you know, some people strain the bones out, but we don't strain the bones out. We just leave it cooking over a number of days. Different boy, stop it. So I just added some goji berries, now we're gonna mix it around. Goji berries and carrots. It should give it some flavor. Let's see what else do I want to add to it. I think that's good enough, right? Goji berries and carrots. Oh, some salt. I forgot to add the salt. Always add salt. And then you mix it around some more. Now you just cover it and let it sit. It takes like 24 to 48 hours. Fido, get out of here. Yeah, it takes like 24 to 48 hours to completely cook down and everything, but that's what I like. The reason why my mom doesn't make it that much anymore is because of the amount of time it takes. Now we're done with it. Now let's go do a computer stream. Okay? Now let's switch to the laptop stream since I'm done cooking. That was the cooking portion. Switching. Uh, Microphone. You guys hear the microphone? Oh, there was a lot of drop. Sorry about that. You guys want to watch? You haven't watched Mark? Watch it. I texted
highest rated, most loved barbecue spots in all of Houston. Welcome to Pinkerton's. So I'm here with Grant Pinkerton. Hey man,
how are
very
you?
cool to meet you.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you. Can you just tell us a little bit about Pinkerton's and yourself and how you got started?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I always tell everybody like starting Pinkerton's was a bit of an accident and probably providential because of that. I was like a young 24-year-old kid. I'd come back to Houston. I was living in Austin, going to the University of Texas. Moved back here and I started cooking barbecue in my parents' backyard. I was working at a different job and I kind of like had adopted that craft style barbecue. And I started giving it away to my friends. And then before you know it, people were like trying to pay me. I'll pay you $100 if you give the leftovers to me and this, that, and the other. I was making more money actually selling barbecue out of my parents' backyard than I was at my real job. So my boss sat me down, he told me, hey Grant, you have a passion for this, you live at your parents' house, you don't have a girlfriend, and you have no debt, now is the time to be an entrepreneur. So I went and I bought a trailer, and I had my first pop-up that weekend, and I got my social media going, and the whole thing just kind of blew up from there. And so in 2016, we opened Pinkerton's Barbecue, the original one right here, and now we're like year 9. We're opening our 3rd store, we have one in another city, we're opening our 2nd one in Houston. So, man, we're just having a good time with it.
Very cool.
We cook on very old school pits here. So this much wood right here, we can fit maybe 65 briskets in each one of these pits.
Wow.
So that much wood is actually making 60 briskets right now.
So there's like 5 logs burning.
Right. So
Maybe
how it
I
works is
have
you got
had
your fire in here, and a lot of people, they talk about like cooking with smoke. Well, the smoke
Have
is
you
actually
guys
just a
had
byproduct of the wood burning and the heat. So we're actually cooking with heat. We're not cooking with smoke. The smoke is just passing through and going up the chimney, and it gives us some flavor. But that heat, it comes through this pit, it runs down the bottom.
Yeah, have you guys had Texas barbecue before?
This is just as important as the cook itself. And
I'm
we
sure
like a
you guys
long rest
might
here,
have.
So we'll rest anywhere from
Right.
8 to 16 hours. Actually, I'm sure there's probably some.
So it's almost like cooking in its own juices.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some like right here. These are beef ribs. They're resting right now. They're wrapped in paper.
Okay.
There's beef tallow in there. It's almost like
Oh, wow.
it's barbecue swaddling clothes.
Wow. How many pounds is that brisket?
I think
About.
this one right here probably started out about 17, 18 pounds, and we
Okay.
probably trimmed it to about 14, 12.
All right.
And we try to round the end of the brisket into kind of a bullet shape, right? So that
Yeah,
heat
he's
comes up
eating
and it
Texas
goes around
barbecue
without
right now.
catching on any hard
right.
edges here.
All right.
And drying it out and then creating a very crunchy, undesirable portion.
Okay.
And now you have an extremely aerodynamic,
Aerodynamic.
nice
Yes.
bullet brisket, you know. The first thing we're gonna do is we always layer with our everything rub.
Okay.
It's like a very nuanced kind of savory rub, and it's just a very gentle flavor pop. It's salty, it's
Okay,
savory.
cool.
I always call it like, man, it's flavor bomb, you know.
Okay.
We're gonna season it in our salt and pepper blend.
Okay.
And it has 3 different types of pepper grinds in it, a very particular type of pepper, and a very particular type of salt, like a bigger salt flake, because it helps bind with the fat and the smoke. Boom.
Just completely coated.
Yep.
In the
Yep.
salt and pepper rub.
Exactly.
Okay, so those briskets are seasoned. Now they go on. Those briskets are on the smokers now. They're gonna be smoking for the next 10 to 14 hours. And then just that aroma comes out, that smokiness, just enhancing, breaking down that muscle, releasing that fat to be reabsorbed into the meat, and all of that flavor is accumulating. Oh, these are the finished ribs? Okay, so these are ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. That's a fresh batch of the pork ribs now. And again, they have been heavily seasoned with that dry rub, smoked, and then they're re-smoked again with sauce, with brown sugar, wrapped in foil, smoked again, and these are the finished ribs ready to go, smoldering. Oh, all that caramelized sauce and brown sugar, they smell incredible. So we're moving now from the pits to the front of house where they're getting ready for service, setting up. This is where all your meat is carved and your selection, you make your selection, and then you have a dining room here. And then they also have a nice outdoor seating. Now is when things are gonna get really juicy. Just a waterfall of juice.
Waterfall of juice.
Here's a fresh rack of pork ribs. Ready? Oh wow, the beef ribs. Amazing.
Man, I hope you enjoy.
Yo, thank you. What a feast.
Awesome.
And incredible food. Yeah, can't wait to try it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. What should we start with? I think we have to start, well, we have the beef rib, which I almost cannot wait, control my excitement. But let's start with that brisket. Check out this brisket. I'm just going fingers, I need to feel it. Oh, look at the oily juiciness of the brisket. Oh, it's wobbling. You can just actually sink your fingers into it. Oh, and it just falls off. Here we go. Oh, wow. Melting in your mouth is an understatement. The fatty juiciness, the moistness, the absorption of the smoke, and that crust that is heavily seasoned. Yeah, that crust is sensational. You can just immediately taste the pepper, the saltiness, the rub, the nurture, the care, but the moistness. That brisket is absolutely insane. Okay, I need another bite immediately. Oh, that is what you call melting brisket. Okay. Yeah, the barbecue is so good. The brisket is so good. You would be happy to come here and just eat brisket, but there's so much more. Okay, let's go for this is the jalapeno cheddar sausage, I think, or the spicy sausage. Next bite. Oh. That casing has the most satisfying snap in your mouth that you'll ever have. It snaps on your teeth and releasing like a chocolate lava cake when you burst into it and that chocolate flows out. Instead, it's cheese with the flavor of jalapeno and the heat of the jalapeno. That's incredible. Okay, let's try some of the sides before we move on to the other main meats. This one is the potato salad. And Grant said himself, you can't have barbecue without potato salad. The creamy potatoes, the egg in there. I like how there's green onions and then just a light seasoning, maybe some pepper in there with just a hint of acidity. All right, now moving on to the beans. I love those beans. I love there's a lot of seasoning in there. I think there's some green chilies or jalapenos. You taste the paprika in there for sure. Delicious. This is another side I'm really excited to try. This is the duck jambalaya. On the next try. But the jambalaya, yeah, delicious. The flavor of the smoked duck kind of looks tomatoey, but I think that's more from the red bell peppers that are in there or the paprika. Okay, I'll go for some of the smoked turkey breast. Oh, it's so moist. Not dried out at all. It has this almost creaminess to it. It's embedded with the smoke, all just saturated with the smoky flavor and that peppery crust. It's actually so juicy, moist on the inside. And it's also like the strings of the turkey breast have kind of been broken down, that muscle with the smoke, giving it a really nice texture and incredible flavor. So that's one tray. We've tried everything on one tray. There's still a whole another tray. And this one has some of the legendary meats on it that you cannot miss when you're here. Okay, let's try the chicken. Glazed, peppery. Oh, you feel the moistness in your fingers. Oh, I think it's a chicken thigh too. Or is it chicken breast? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, just like the turkey, it's chicken breast, but it's not dry at all. It's so moist. It's coated in that kind of sweet, tangy, sticky barbecue sauce, smoky. And again, the muscle of the chicken has just been broken down. So it's not so stringy anymore, but just kind of melts in your mouth. Okay, let's move into the pork ribs. Oh, wow. I did not even bite. I just like put my mouth down and the meat just completely slid off. I actually didn't need to bite for that. The smoke goes all the way to the bone, leaving the bone just completely clean. And they do have a sweet flavor from all that glaze and that brown sugar, but it's not overly sweet. It's not I think it's more of a mellow sweetness that blends into the flavor of the meat rather than being a sharp, harsh sweetness. I think that works extremely well. Embedded with the smoke, the tender fattiness. Look how these ribs are. Unbelievable. Oh, look at the way. Look, it just slides off. Oh, it just completely slides off. It's never been so easy to eat a rib in your life. Got the tenderness, the fattiness. Oh. It requires zero effort to eat that. Another specialty here at Pinkerton's. That is rich. Oh, but that is so good. Studded. You get the creaminess of the cheese and the saltiness of the cheese, and then spiced, and it has this herbal flavor. It'd be like a good spread on bread, along with some of the meat. That is rich though, but extremely tasty. Wow. Now it's time for the gigantic beef rib. You actually have to cradle it to pick it up so it doesn't slide right off the bone. It's huge. Look at the size of that bone, and I got the edge of it, so you've got all that meat plus the thickness of that bark is impressive. But you just come to
Look at that.
look at that face of the rib. Let's do a beef rib
He's
test.
eating Texas
Oh,
barbecue.
your finger just presses in. Oh, it's like a pillow. It's like a meat pillow. Oh. Your teeth slide, just glide into the beef rib. It is straight, like melting meat butter. The flavor, the crust, the peppery bark. Oh, that's unbelievable. Oh, that is pure happiness and overjoy. Words cannot explain the tenderness and fattiness of that. Oh, look on the inside of that. It's just stringing apart. That's my first bite mark where my teeth sunk in. That is straight up a meat pillow. Oh. Oh, the moistness is unbelievable. Beef rib is unbelievable. Okay, we need to try the boudin. And this is a Cajun staple with rice, with pork. The rice is just melted. You taste the green chili in there. The onions. It's like a sausage meal all in one with all that Cajun seasoning. Let's try the desserts. Let's try this, a classic banana pudding, Southern style banana pudding, family recipe. Grant's, I think a lot of the desserts are his family recipes. Sweet. The banana, the custard, the creaminess. And there is definitely something, after eating so much meat and the saltiness, there is something really good about having a sweet finish. Okay, let's try this one next. Oh, this is like a cake, like a blueberry cake, I think. It's almost like a cream cheesecake. Not heavy like a cheesecake, but like more fluffy and then like more juicy. That's really good. Okay, and then finally the blueberry crumble, loaded with blueberries, crispy, buttery,